A lot of times people will hire someone and try to fit them into a role instead of coming up with a complete job description, understanding what the role needs, and then finding the person who's qualified for those needs.
Welcome to another edition of the Social Proof Podcast. Me and Donni are here for another episode. We're here, fresh off the Dr. Holistic Cleanse. Bobby's cleanse was dope, and my pants are looser. Yeah, my pants are looser. I definitely lost some weight. What?
I was trying to. Okay, stretchy situation, little leg going on.
Yeah, what's up with you, man?
Okay.
Hold on. Fix your mic. Fix your mic, Donni. What are you doing?
Your pants look like they fit great.
They do. They're mad comfortable.
Yeah, no. You lost weight, like the fullness in your face.
Yeah, but my chest is bigger. So that's the thing.
I see it.
Yo, Joe, do I have room on the top of my head in the joint? Come on, Joe. Get it together, man. I didn't move, bro. You think I got taller?
Taller, Joe. Come on, we just bragged about you making, 6 figures this year, being the next 6-figure income earner, and you over here with
Come on.
no.
I'm talking about here.
I mean, is my height? Is my head cut off?
How did I get taller, bro? No. Stop. Bring it up. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, we about to start talking about this whole episode is going to be about accountability. He said, you moved, you slouched, you shrank. What? Anyway, all right, we're here now.
I did want to compliment you though. You do look more fit.
I do?
You do. I mean, there's still work to do, obviously, but you lost a little here. You were starting to develop the double chin. I've had a double chin since I was.
You two look good, Donni.
Thank you.
Yes, I can tell you're off. You're cleansing. Your face looks more flush, more clean,
I have on
clear. And you know what I'm saying? Because you was getting pudgy.
I was not.
You was getting real pouchy around the midsection.
I was definitely slim thickish. But these jeans I have not been able to put on since December. And I put them on.
Good.
So
shouts out to Dr. Bobby, man.
Shouts out to, what is he? He's Dr. Holistic.
Dr. Holistic, man. Take that cleanse. I recommend it. Take the cleanse.
And what else it did? It's a lifestyle change. So the cleanse is pricey. It's pricier than the ones that you'll find like on Amazon. But because of the support group and the accountability, and you get to see all the other people having results, like it's literally been a lifestyle change for me.
Mm-hmm.
I have not gone back to every meal I'm going to have meat on my plate. Sometimes it's just a salad. Sometimes it's a veggie plate. Sometimes it's a vegan meal.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I've only been off of it like a week. I've had like salmon and snapper.
Right. But I check back with you in a month. You know what I mean? So if you get back to the old ways. Check back. Nah, finish your point.
All I'm saying is that it has definitely led to a lifestyle change.
That's a fact.
I don't plan to not eat meat permanently.
Right.
But I haven't had the desire yet to like have a steak or anything like that.
I've been eating more chicken, which is crazy. Timer, Joe.
Probably.
Joe, I'm about to take everything away that I just said, bro. Golly.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know what's up with Joe, man.
Did you wake up too early?
I just got back in time.
Accountability, man. Stop with all these excuses.
Like
Joe.
I got up this morning to make sure that I was here.
He got up this morning. He was early. Yes, you did. Now we're playing figures?
Is that what we're doing?
Joe.
We're shifting?
Golly.
See, what's supposed to happen is, you know what, you guys, I'm a little thrown off this morning. I take full accountability for that.
You know what, guys? I'm a little thrown off. I had about 3 hours of sleep.
We don't care about that part.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, guys, I'm a little thrown off. My apologies.
That was good, Joe. That was good. I'll get better, no doubt. All right, so how was your week? Donni Wiggins, how was your week?
My week was great, Shans. Don't I always say that?
Nah, sometimes you come here like, real, yo, it's challenging, you know what I mean? So
my week was great, and it was challenging. So this past week, I lost an employee of mine.
Really?
And parted ways. Yes.
A long-term, like a valuable employee, or
Yeah, I wanted them to be a long-term employee, but we just have some differences in we have some differences in the way that we think. We have some differences in the way that we see certain situations. And right now I'm focused on culture. Who's going to be good for the company? That person was someone who, also outside of business, you know what I mean? I care about. So I had a different level of wanting to see them grow with my brand.
do I know him?
Mm-mm. I had a different level of wanting to see them grow with my brand. And you just got to be on the same page. Maybe one day in the future we can come back to that. But today I'm focused on the culture of my company. I am focused on future development and growth, and I just want an easygoing work environment. So I have 3 positions this upcoming week that I'm going to be hiring for. That's
Okay.
very
What are the
exciting.
3 positions?
I'm not solid. I do know that I need an operations assistant. I need a new salesperson or another salesperson. And the 3rd position, I'm not 100% sure if I want to utilize them for me or staff for my agency just yet. So that one's still out there, but there are 2 different options. So there will be 3 positions that I am hiring for. So that's cool. So I learned in that lesson couple of things as an entrepreneur. Not only do you build relationships to grow your business, you have to also build relationships and keep a pipeline of people so that when there are changes on your staff or when there's new needs in the business, you can have people to reach out to right away that can, help you fill those positions very quickly. There are processes that we can go through, but I do like a very detailed interview process. Like I require resumes, I require personality tests, I require interviews and things like that. But you also need to keep a strong pipeline. Also, another thing as an entrepreneur or a CEO with a team, you want to make sure you S.O.P everybody's role out of the gate.
S.O.P?
Standard operating procedures. So you want to make sure you know what that person does every single day in your business and have it detailed. In the morning, I turn on the open sign. Then I go and power up the register. Then I count the drawer or whatever your business is, right? You want to know so that it makes hiring additional people or hiring replacements so much easier because you don't have to figure out now, well, what do I tell them to do? How do I train them from scratch? You already have a really great starting place and you already have reference points documented for them to start at.
Dang, I don't do none of that. I need to get better. Seriously, I need to get better with that. Because I do hire for the need. And if I feel like the person can fill the need, then I give maybe more, maybe too much autonomy on getting it done. So,
Yep.
which I think maybe I'm so focused on the culture and making sure there's a good vibe there. And maybe that's why it works so far, but I need to take it to a whole nother level.
Well, you do because eventually, we want to think that people are going to stay with us just like I thought, right? But people will move on. And it's not necessarily for bad reasons. Sometimes people just have life changes and they'll move on. You have to S.O.P everybody's role, including your right hand, including the janitor, like from the person who has the highest level of leadership in your organization to the person who has the lowest level of leadership in your organization. Everybody's role has to be documented.
Joe, are the orders out? Because I saw a bunch of orders the other day. Like 2 days ago. It was like 14 of them. Okay. Did he lie to me just now?
Joe.
I don't know. Joe getting too comfortable. He
Joe,
made his little $6,000-$7,000 a month, and now he just.
Joe, are the orders out? Yeah. Are you sure? Because I thought I just saw some. Oh, well, what do you mean? What orders? Oh, now we on what orders? Then those orders from 2 days ago.
Oh, yeah, there's still something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, mentioned because he had sent me to text messages asking about 2 orders, not the actual.
I don't know what's up with you. I mean, just
because he said 14 orders, not 2.
He's making too much money. Okay.
This will start happening when the bank account start getting
when it
stacked.
gets when the money starts flowing. Anyway.
Did you give Joe a personality test?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get it together. It's my fault. It's really my fault because I'm so casual. And I
It's
think
always your fault.
everybody will follow. It's not like I said, Joe, all orders need to be printed and shipped on Tuesday and Thursday.
That's
I
an
didn't
SOP.
say that. Exactly. So I can't really get mad at Joe for not
because
doing
now
it.
Joe, and not just Joe, but without this SOP, whoever's job it is to do those shirts or do those orders, in their mind, it's like, as long as I do it before it's due.
For sure. Yeah.
Right?
So it's not,
but in your mind, it's like, no, we don't want to do it before it's due. We want to do it with time to spare. So on every Tuesday, this is when we check for orders. That's an SOP that you have to put in place. Now, if Joe moves up and he no longer processes orders, and now Joe has to train somebody to replace him, he's got a documented set of SOPs. We're not thinking about, I forgot to tell you.
All right, so how you feel about Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday? We check. Like, those are ship days. Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday? You cool with that?
Ship days. And then
SOPs.
That's an SOP.
It's an SOP.
On Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, you ship?
Ship, yeah. Ship
or
all the
place orders.
Ship all the orders.
We ship the orders and send. So then when do you place orders?
When we need it.
When needed?
Yeah. Because it's based on like the need when certain orders get low and stuff like that.
Then you need an SOP in place for shipping standard orders and shipping priority orders. Like if somebody says, I need this rush, what's the SOP on that? Now, does that mean that I have to pick up the phone and actually call the printer and check with them first? Okay, bam, check that. Now there's an upcharge, bam, check that. Is there something that the client signs to say, hey, we're gonna rush this order and expedite it, but here's our process, or it might be cutting it really, really close. What is the SOP for that?
So you know what? I need to start training. And it's not even necessarily training. It's like we need to put in a system for you to give the system to somebody else at some point.
Absolutely.
But if there is no system, then they'll freestyle. So accountability, my fault, 100. We're gonna have a good team meeting tomorrow.
And here's the thing. And that's another thing.
Really good team meeting
but here's
tomorrow,
the thing. You are, at this point, going to make millions of dollars this year just kind of winging it. Imagine if you were systematized.
Yeah, because you can't get to 10 million the way I'm doing stuff.
Right? Like, just imagine how many things have slipped through the cracks. Imagine how many things aren't getting done that should be getting done just because you hadn't sat down and really detailed everything that you have going on and what needs to happen, what needs to be delegated, what needs to be SOP'd out. That's the one thing that I learned. Like, I used to say a lot, like, man, we're doing great. I'm hitting my numbers. But I was winging it. Even as a person, like I'm like the hairdresser who doesn't have time to do her own hair. Like my role in my agency clients' businesses is to put their systems and operations in place. And it's so exhausting sometimes that I don't get to do it for myself, right? And I'm like, but we're still hitting goals. It's cool. It's not a priority. My client is the priority. This is the priority. That's the priority. Everything but me. And then I sat down and said, if I actually had 3 times more salespeople and I could be making 3 times the money, because right now we only take calls based on the availability of current sales team, right? But if I could do 3 times more, well, Donni, go out and get 3 times more. I could, but then I got to figure out time to train them. Why? Because I didn't have my sales manager SOP their process. So now this weekend, in fact, I had to go through an SOP that entire process, and it takes a while to do, but because I hadn't done it, I couldn't hire 3 times the salespeople because in my mind, all I see is hiring new people who know nothing about me, nothing about my offer, and having to spend months training them.
Yeah. Dang, that's good. You're an awesome coach.
Thank you, Shans.
Dang. All right. So this week, we are focused on SOPs and
in the team meeting?
In the team meeting. So we have a meeting every Monday.
Me too.
And yes, I'm at you come on as a guest.
I would love to come on the team meeting. Yeah, absolutely. Wait.
It's 9 a.m.
Oh, I can do
9:05.
That. Okay, because I'm thinking the morning meetup is at 8 a.m. Y'all might get up at 6 a.m. I'm not that committed.
Yeah, 9:05. I'm at you come in and kind of talk to the staff. Okay, so you had a good week.
I did overall. So this week was a week full of lessons learned, and I'm just grateful anytime there is a lesson learned because it's just like I take lessons and then I execute based on that lesson, and it just always works out.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the lessons that I've learned in this last week and put better systems in place, right? And figure out what part of things that aren't happening well in my business is my fault, right? And everything is your fault as a
100%.
CEO.
100%.
Everything. I don't care if you have an admin who isn't adminning. I don't care if you have a salesperson who isn't selling. If Javon isn't shipping, Javon can go 2 weeks and not ship a product. That's your fault.
100%.
It's always our fault because there's either two issues with team. Either we didn't hire correctly or we didn't train correctly. Hiring correctly, a lot of times people will hire someone and try to fit them into a role instead of coming up with a complete job description, understanding what the role needs, and then finding the person who's qualified for those needs.
Oh, I'm about to turn up. I failed you as a leader, Joe, and I apologize sincerely. I'm going to be better because I feel like when I get better, then everybody else gets better and they understand how business works because I haven't necessarily been teaching business the way I think I can, but I can teach it through systems that are put in place in the organization. So, yeah, what's going on? What are you about to? Yo, you just sparked something inside of me that I'm excited about.
What is it?
Taking things more seriously and being more professional in business.
Yeah, operating.
I gotta be more professional.
You got to be more professional, but it's not even professional. Professional is not necessarily the right word. You just have to be more structured. You got to be more structured. There has to be structure. Your business, your company is only as strong as the weakest link on your team, right? And think about that. So you need structure, and people like structure. That's the thing. Like, people like coming in and knowing exactly what you expect of them every single day. It's stressful to have to wing it. It's stressful for your team to have to wing it, like wondering, am I meeting David's expectations?
And I'm expecting you to know what's going on in my head.
In your head, yep.
Which is stressful.
Which is incredibly stressful. So I even if you don't have a team yet, you're a one-person show, you still need to S.O.P your business. You still need to understand your processes and your systems at this point, because if you are doing the sales calls, if you're building your own website, if you are answering your own customer service emails, like, there's still a method to the way that you do that. And you literally just write every single thing down. Okay, well, when I answer these emails, the 3 most major emails that I get are, I was double billed for the month, or I didn't get access to my course, or, hey, where was an ETA on my shipment? Document what your frequently asked concerns are, and then guess what? You can put a system in place that automates that. So you don't get those emails. Instead, you might put an FAQ page together. Well, I get these emails 80% of the time. Instead of me responding to those emails one-on-one, let me put some kind of an automation in place or a system that will keep me from responding to those. But because you're a solopreneur, it doesn't mean that you don't need SOPs and systems. When you're ready to hire, you should be so well documented in what you've done. You're doing it.
Yeah.
So just write it down.
Yeah.
How do you respond to an email? Are you using a template? So every single time somebody says, I didn't get my login, your response might be, please be sure to check your spam folder. And if you don't see it there, let us know, right? Or it could be, please be sure to check your spam folder. However, I've gone ahead and included a link for you to access your program. If that's how you respond every single time, document that, save that under email templates, standard responses. So now when you hire somebody for customer service, they don't have to wonder, well, such and such said they didn't get their login. How do I respond to that? There's an SOP for that. Yeah. I have an email template that says specifically, did not receive login, email template. All they do is copy and paste. The other powerful thing to doing things like that is everybody on your team is marching to the beat of your drum. They're responding in your voice. So So all of the relationships that are being established behind the scenes, they're operating as if, what would David do? So all of these email responses feel the same. Okay, great. So let's say you do onboarding calls. Well, you're a solopreneur right now. How do you do onboarding calls? Document that. So when you go out and hire your Jovan or your Jen or your Deja, this person can handle the call just like you would. So your brand maintains this personal touch feel.
It's funny because we talk to entrepreneurs a lot, and they feel like if they just have a team, they could become successful. But I think there's levels because I'm not at the highest level, but I think the first level is the person who just wants a team. They just want more people, but there's not even anything right now for the more people to do.
Yeah.
Right. So the first level is I just need a team. I need some people around. I think the second level is where I would be is I need a team because there's certain things that need to get done. I'm
Too busy.
too busy. So I know there's certain things that need to get done that it's not a best use of my time to do those things. But I think the third level is knowing what you need and giving exact instructions on how it needs to be done. So right now, I just know it needs to be done. I don't really care how it gets done. Let's just get it done. But the next level is this needs to be done in this structure, in this order. This is exactly how you do it. This is what you say. This is when you do it. This is how long it should take. And there's, like you said, like the S.O.P, there's standard operating procedures of what these people are going to do.
Yep.
And I think it's really, really hard now for me to double back and then say, okay, this is the way we need to do it. It's going to be challenging. I know it is. Because if somebody's been doing something for a long time, it's challenging for me to go back and say, okay, not challenging for me to say it, but challenging for me to implement.
Right.
Because if you've been doing something, let's just say wrong for a long period of time, and you're trying to teach somebody, this is how you should do it now. There's a learning curve because you have the idea of how I've been doing it.
Yep.
But if someone's just coming on day one and you say, this is how you're supposed to operate, then they'll fall straight into that structure and that order. So,
and that's why it's so important, even as a solopreneur, to document these things. And when that happens, it's a reprogramming. So it's the constant drilling of this information. So you do team meetings. So weekly team meetings, we're addressing these changes. Hey, you guys, how are you dealing with the changes this week? Listen to their feedback. Oh, it's easy. Oh, it's not so easy. Well, how can we make it easier? And it's just going to be the constant repetitive flow in drilling this in. If it gets bad, there may need to be some consequences put in place for still choosing to do things your way, even even though you know not. And then there's going to be a series of training. But this is the part that most CEOs don't like because you just want to go out and create content. You don't care how this podcast video is going to end up on YouTube. We just care that the podcast video gets put on YouTube with a description, tagging us, tagging the guest, right? That's all we care about. Whatever Joe is over there doing, we don't care about that. CEOs are often the visionary, and they need somebody who's an integrator who can say, David, I see what you're doing. And see, in your journey, you've had several integrators just kind of offer you advice and give you game. Well, David, I see what you're doing, but if you did the 3-camera setup instead of 1, you can do this, this, and this, and this. That's a system. That's a process, right? Well, David, I see that you're over here, you're running here, you're doing this, and you actually did create a system. You used to be at that table, running over there, checking the volume, checking the cameras, and then you run back over here. So now you can have somebody like Joe who's comfortably in that role, watching us on the monitor, like all of this happened a certain kind of way. This role happened as a result of you doing it. But you learning how to do it is a result of an integrator giving you the system. Who told you to get the 3-camera setup? Who told you what lights you needed? Who told you to get that board specifically? Where'd you learn the timer idea from, right? And so that's usually in a company, it's your operations person who's saying, like with Byron and Sharnice, Mobile Home Elite, I look at what they're doing and I sit and I observe. I watch their live videos. I see how their clients are coming into their mastermind. I see how their sales team are executing on the back end. I see how their admin team, and I'm saying, you know what?
All right, look, I know you're enjoying the episode, but I got to tell you, finally, you asked for it, and we created a Patreon, okay? We created an inner circle. We have amazing stories, amazing information, how-tos from the episodes. The only thing we're missing is a community. So it's about that time. We put together our Patreon, we put together a community because we have to have conversation around the information. So even this podcast we're listening to right now, there needs to be conversation. I want to hear what you got. I want to hear what you got. Like, let's throw some stuff back and forth. And because we're like-minded, we're all going in the same direction. When we connect in a community, we can connect on other stuff outside the community because we're building real relationships. Okay, so check out the Patreon. We got 3 tiers. I don't care what tier you join. The support is appreciated. Okay, thank you so much. Now back to the episode.
We need this system. I see what everybody's doing is working great. I'm the integrator that says, let me help you simplify this vision. And that's what you need. So when you are...
How much you charge?
A lot.
How much is a lot? How much is a lot?
For that type of... I'm not putting that on camera.
Why not?
Book a call.
Write it down.
For what I do for them?
Yeah. Write it down. Let me see. Don't inflate the numbers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How much are you going to do it for me for?
Write the number.
All right, let's see. All right, let's go with, what do you, chill out. I'm covering the paper like I'm not about to show you. Like, let me think. Yeah. I like that.
Okay, all right. So this is a starting spot. What do you want done here?
The stuff you were just talking about.
Okay, so you just want systems and operations put in place.
I need an acting CFO.
For this?
With some sort of,
I'm not a CFO. I'm a COO.
COO, yes, I meant.
Mm-hmm.
COO. So acting COO. And there'll be some other little perks in there. You know what I mean? You know there's always going to be some perks in there. Okay. All right, so okay.
Because we still ain't talked about this.
We didn't talk about that. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's sit down and figure out how we can do it. Because I want to go to this next level because I feel like
for 6 months.
For 6 months. I mean,
I can be your acting COO for 6 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At that number.
But you ran the arrow from the number that I wrote. How you write another number?
I'm talking about it should have gone from here.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Okay. All right. Yeah. So that was dang. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's been the podcast.
No.
That was amazing, though. That was some really good information. Mm-hmm. That was really, really good.
And I think in a previous episode, we talked about how to decide what kind of team you need to hire first. I think we covered that already in a previous episode, so we don't need to go there. Yeah. We can tag the episode.
And people do feel like they need a team just to have a team, but really, when I'm hiring somebody, it's to help me make more money. I'm not paying somebody just to be paying somebody. I'm paying somebody to help me make more money.
Yep.
So me and Joe, we have relationships where it's if you bring in somebody or you facilitate somebody, you'll make some money off of the money. And I try to make it attractive because he's more eager to go get the money. And sometimes I drum up the money and I just send it to him and he just make the money. Because I feel like the more money he makes, the happier he's going to be, the more ambitious he's going to be and diligent. And I'll ultimately make more money. So my goal isn't necessarily my goal is let me take care of the people that work with me.
Okay.
Because the people that work with me will make sure that the company's good and growing because that's how they eat. I want to make sure everybody's taken care of. So that's why I'm proud of that.
Team is like systems these days. These are and scaling. Systems, scaling, and team are 3 words that I hear just thrown around these days because it sounds so cool to scale. And, I get calls from people and they'll say, hey, I need help scaling my business. Great. What's your monthly revenue right now? About $1,000. No. We're not ready to scale. You need to grow. You're in growth phase. In fact, you're not even in growth phase. You're in proof of concept phase, right? You need to prove that your concept works first. Then we go into growth strategy. After we prove that the concept has worked, then we go into scaling strategies, right? The same thing with team. Team sounds good and it sounds amazing to have people who are helping you in your business, but you got to be ready. Otherwise, you can lose a lot of money. You can tarnish a lot of relationships when you're not ready as a CEO to have a team in place. So you don't just need all these interns. For what?
Yeah.
Like, what are they doing? We both did that. Like, let me get an intern to do this, that, and the other. And then they're sitting at the table in the back of the room with nothing to do. You are not helping that person grow and they're not helping you grow. Like, you need to really, I'm serious, every single thing you do in your business. I actually have a delegation worksheet. Joe, will you reach in my purse? You have my permission and hand me my laptop. I actually have
If you see anything weird in there, let me know.
If anything starts moving around.
You see anything in a plastic wrapper, like a square size?
What is that? What would that even be? Plastic wrapper, square size. A gummy? Goldish color? Okay, I might be out of the loop there. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Nothing. Absolutely not.
Anyway, so you don't want to just have people who are sitting around. Failed. Oh, let me open up my computer.
And we didn't really get to my week, and I'm eager to talk about it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's finish this point real quick, and then we'll get to your week.
This is a really good episode, though.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to share with you guys that, speaking of which, while Donnie's looking for that, we got the Content Creation Bootcamp coming up. Let me know when you got that, because I want to do this little commercial. So we got a Content Creation Bootcamp coming up, okay? Traditionally, a one-day experience where we have all day, where I'm teaching you how to create content, okay, on social media and how to build an audience. Because if you build an audience on any platform, that platform will pay you now. Facebook is paying people. Instagram, paying people. YouTube pays people. So it will be a one-day experience, 12 hours, and I cater breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and we have a great time. I'm giving them all the game, how you can be a six-figure-a-month content creator, right? And we go into the bootcamp blueprint, the podcast blueprint, everything. And it's just a steal, right? But for the same investment as normal, the other 4 bootcamps that we had, we're stretching it out to a 3-day experience where it's going to be in Atlanta. You fly into Atlanta, and on Wednesday, we're taking care of, we're buying out Top Golf. Top Golf. You just come, you don't have to pay for nothing. We got the food. We rent out this big area where you can network and play games. You can golf as much as you want to. Rented that whole thing out for August 4th. Yeah, August 4th. And then August 5th and 6th, it is a 2-day experience, 9 to 4 Thursday, 9 to 4 Friday. And we are hammering in how you can create content. If you have a product or a service, the only reason you're not winning is because either people don't know about it, or 2, you're not effectively communicating through social channels on why other people need this. And we've been able to effectively do this on a high level. And I'm giving you years of experience for a small investment of coming to the boot camp. But the same investment that it was for one day, you get access to the whole 3 days. And we implemented a VIP experience because I want to have dinner with the people who are like really trying to take their business to another level. Mm-hmm. And we need to like be surgical on what is your specific concept. So you're going to come to dinner Thursday and Friday?
Absolutely. I have to.
It's going to be lit. So taking care of that. So you ain't got to worry about, I'm paying for everything. Okay. So
I got to interject for a second, because I want people to understand it's not just an opportunity to have dinner. It's not just the opportunity to play golf. Mm-hmm. What you get from the stage is always going to be valuable. Yeah. But where my life started to change was the meeting after the meeting. Like that small setting where you're sitting in a casual environment with people, where we have to be a little less concerned about what we're saying. And sometimes we say too much. Mm-hmm. It's the too much nuggets. It's the too much sauce that you want to get right now. But no, seriously, just like getting what you get from the stage, that's always impactful. But I remember when I learned this in MLM. I remember when I first got involved in MLM, I would always have like the seats in the back. But then I would see the people on the floor, and I would see them go to the behind the stage. I would see them have these lunches, and they'd be posting about it and talking about it, and they got information. And those were the people who I would later see a year later, 6 months later, who had some massive result, right?
Yep.
When the moment that I started to be able to afford VIP access, I can only do VIP access.
100%.
I can only do VIP access. General admission is if I miss the VIP. Like I just found out about this. How did I not hear about this? And there's nothing else left, right? I got to be in the room one way or the other. But the moment I started being able to take advantage of VIP access, that's when my results started to happen at a much faster pace.
Yeah, 100%.
Because not only do you get the information at the table, you may form an organic relationship with somebody. And now you can DM them and they respond.
100%.
Or now you can text them and they respond. And now they say, I like what you're doing. Let me help your brand. How often have we done that?
Yeah, 100%. And it's access to that inner circle. And for me, when someone gets like a VIP ticket, I feel even more obligated to pour into that person because they invested in themselves. And it's only, and this is a big platform, but we only take 10 tickets, right? Because we want this smaller inner circle outside of being able to connect with me and you and these other speakers. I'm sure Mahdi is going to be there and Neo. I can't guarantee, but the speakers will be there, right? The value is going to be incredible. Outside of the information from the speakers, being in a room with other people that decide to invest in themselves is where the magic is.
That's the energy.
So Neil asked me, why did I join the inner circle? Why did I join his inner circle, his mastermind? It's a higher ticket mastermind. Yes, I get value from the coaching and the teaching from Neil because he's helped me make at least a few $100,000 this year. So I get good information from him. But where it's at is the people in the mastermind that decided to invest in themselves, that's a different group. And those, like we got a group chat where I'm talking to these other people that's on the level that I'm on or higher. Where I'm connecting with them, they're connecting with me. That's where the magic is.
And I'm so glad you said that because it's not always what I also learned about upgraded access is that it's not always about the speakers. It's exactly what you said. 100%. It's about the other people who had the mental capacity to invest in themselves that way too.
Yeah.
There are gems in that crowd. Could you imagine a new person entering a Neo's mastermind for access to Neo, and they end up sitting next to a David Shands?
Crazy.
Could you imagine?
And that's happening.
And y'all are on the same level in this mastermind. Y'all are all purchasing the same VIP ticket. You get the same access. You get the same chat. That's insane. There are gems hidden in the crowd of the people who are just like you doing that VIP experience.
And my other reasoning is giving me a license to charge higher tickets. So let's say there's a mastermind that's $40,000. I want to join the $40,000 mastermind and pay somebody $40,000. Now I feel like I have a license to charge $40,000.
Now I can charge $40,000.
Some people, you get the $100 tickets or the $200 tickets, and now you're trying to charge somebody $3,000. You don't even know what it feels like to pay $3,000.
You don't know what goes into paying the $3,000, right? Like that's the other thing about access. Like you get to be kind of behind the scenes. You get to hear those conversations. You kind of get to see ultimately from a high level perspective what it took to put this together. So even if you don't charge $40,000 too, can you go from charging $1,000 to $5,000 or $5,000 to $10,000?
Yeah.
Right? You get to see now that higher level, and it makes you more of like you're sharper than your competition because
100%.
Your competition ain't doing this.
100%. And in these circles, you'll start to see that the bragging isn't about what I made, but about what I paid. So you'll see these people, they're bragging about,
$55,000.
I paid $55,000. I paid $100,000. I invested $100,000 in my education last year. That's the brag. The brag is, look how many books I bought. Look how many masterminds I've been to. This is the conversation is different because I think they know the more you invest, there's no way you can continue to put seeds in the ground and something not grow.
That's right.
But most people aren't willing to invest in themselves. They jump on every single webinar and they never buy the stuff at the end.
That's right.
And
That's
you
right.
expect to become successful. It doesn't work like that. So anything that I've ever charged somebody, I paid way more than that. So if I do an event and let's say I'm charging $5,000, just know I've paid $5,000. I just paid $5,000 to go to an event. If I ever charge you $10,000, just know I'm eating my own cooking. I'm saying you should pay $10,000 because this is what happened when I paid $10,000. But some people are trying to charge $2,000 and you've never bought anything or invested in anything other than $100 or $200.
Yeah.
So I'm saying investing in yourself should be your brag.
It should be.
And I promise you the money's coming. All right, so what we got? Oh, creatorsbootcamp.com. Go to creatorsbootcamp.com. And I feel comfortable telling you guys about the event coming up because as you're watching this, there's always an event coming up.
Always an event coming up.
So creatorsbootcamp.com. You want to be at this next Creators Bootcamp. I promise you. Don't ask me. We're not live streaming. This is a personal, in-person event. Okay? So yes.
I'm just showing you my daily workload sheet. This is a tool that I use. I went over this on your morning meetup this past week too. But every single responsibility that I do every single day in the business, right? And then I categorize it. Is it a growth task? Is it the work? Or is it busy? So a growth task is anything that is growing your business. So it is sales calls. Sales calls are a growth task. It is posting, it's creating content with a strategy. That's a growth task. The work is things that people have already paid me to do, right? So these things are typically things that I can't delegate in my business, right? They paid me to do so, like my one-on-one coaching, my group coaching. Sure, I can bring somebody in.
Lit. Golly, girl.
Mm-hmm. And then I have, what do I delegate? Do I need to delegate it? Has it been delegated? Or is it something that we need to start doing?
Oh yeah, so you got need to delegate, can't be delegated.
That means I have to do it. Nobody else can do my one-on-one coaching in my business. So then the magic happens when you see, and shout out to Mariana who helped me put this together.
What parts of the business do you spend most of your time on? That's hard.
Mm-hmm. So this is a copy of somebody, they've made some adjustments, but in my business, actually, the most of my time goes into business development, right? And then customer fulfillment. Then you get to see if you delegate stuff, how much of your time will you save? And this is an accurate depiction. I saw right away that if I started delegating some of these tasks, I would get 60% of my time back.
Dang.
That's why your girl be traveling more. Because I got 60% of my time
That's why you outside.
back. That's why I'm in these streets.
Yo, keeping it 100, earlier in the year, your joint was super booked out with manual stuff.
Yes.
He's like, yo, I gotta be on this call. I gotta be on, and you don't do that no more.
Like
I mean, you still have calls, but it ain't, yo, I looked at her calendar one day and I was like, dang, how you do that? I would not want to be that obligated to people.
Never.
And then you started doing less and making more. Ain't that crazy?
And so on my calendar, everything in yellow is not my opportunity. It's not my obligation. It's something somebody else is doing. But because the calendars are synced, it shows up here. So this is when I wake up every single day, I look at my calendar and this is my cash calculator. I know that money is going to get made today based on stuff like right here. Why we don't have nothing going on June 25th and June 26th? Let's fill this up. What's going on? Hey, people, what we got to do? Do I need to go live? Do I need to do a training? Do I need to hop on a webinar? Do we need to talk about something on the podcast? Like, what needs to happen?
This week is about to be lit for me. I'm excited. I'm charged up. You ready, Joe? You ready to take it to another level? We about to take it to another level, man. Absolutely.
It's just little things like that that make all the difference. Like, can you imagine knowing, like, I know that this kind of day, easily an $8,000 to $10,000 day. I know that based on what we're offering in my business. This kind of day, we ain't looking good. This is the day where I'm only counting on whatever recurring payments are coming from like post to pay, right? And those are great, but we need new activity. This is new money. All this stuff on this calendar is new opportunity to earn income. And so if you are motivated like me, and we kind of have some of the same motivating factors, when you wake up every single day, you see there's nothing yellow here.
See this. I need to see this. Do you got days in here?
What do you mean?
Do you schedule date time? Like,
no, I don't.
This is good. What's today?
Right here.
Payroll, okay.
Mhm.
Payroll here.
Payroll, is
Oh,
that
the
tomorrow?
20th. No,
Oh, okay.
payroll is
Next week, right?
next year.
Yeah.
Next week. This is hard. Can I click on some of this stuff?
I don't care.
TSA pre-check?
I have an appointment.
Dang.
That's what I
Oh,
have to do.
I need to get one too.
Mhm.
This is hard, yo. This is super dope. You're amazing,
Yep.
Donni.
And you just get motivated. Like I wake up in the morning. Sometimes
Let me look at my calendar.
Chance, I have nothing structured to do
Random
because so
stuff,
much of
my
my
God.
business is delegated. But when I wake up and I see my calendar look like this, I know I can go to the spa today because business is happening without me.
Mm-hmm.
This is a hard spa day. Everything yellow.
Hard spa day. Yo, that's
This
funny.
is an easy decision for a spa day. But look. Tomorrow we ain't got too much yellow going on.
Mm-hmm.
Not too much yellow going on. So yeah, we're not going to the spa tomorrow.
I love it. Yo, listen, for my new entrepreneurs, man, at least get your calendar filled up with you doing stuff. I remember being a beginning entrepreneur. I would sit around.
Mm-hmm.
And then like just kind of be reactionary to whatever my thoughts say. Like, ooh, I need to do this. Oh, yeah. I think I'm gonna do this. Okay, I'm gonna do this. And it wasn't structured out. And I've gotten a little better, right? Where we have meetings set up and I'm scheduling out my week before I get to it. But there's always, like you can always get more granular. And my goal is to continue to grow by a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the stuff we talked about, you might say, well, that's too advanced for me. And you're right. But at least take something away. Like I see Joe taking notes. Were you taking notes on the podcast? So yeah, like you figure out how you can grow a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
How you can grow a little bit. I just hired a acting CFO.
Okay.
So to really, because I got a lot going on.
What's their initials?
Huh?
What's their initials?
L.
Okay. That's enough for me.
You know who it is?
I just know who it's not.
Who would it have been?
It doesn't matter.
Give me the initials.
I can't now.
Why not?
I'll tell you later.
I know it is. Write it down.
Don't call these initials
I'm not going to say it. No, write the name down. I need to see who it is. And is this are you saying it shouldn't be this person or it should be? Oh no, I didn't know he did that.
Not really, but they could work their way into doing something like that.
But he doesn't do that though.
Mm-mm.
So why would you think it was that person?
Because if there was an opportunity discussed, I know that they just did this. And if as a result of this, you talked about it, they would have been like, let's get it.
Nah, this young lady, man, she came to, some of the recordings. She's in the morning meetup, but
nice.
She does.
I love that you hire from inside your community.
Yo, everybody gets hired from the community.
I love that you hire from inside your community. The community is a place, it's a great place for, again, there's so many different levels of the type of person that's in the community. Yeah. You have some beginners, you have some intermediate people, and you have some really high-level entrepreneurs in the community. Yeah. And everybody can add value. Yeah. And what you do very well inside your community is identify the contributors and say, you're a high-level entrepreneur. 100%. How can you come and work with my company? Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yeah. And the cool thing is she started adding value, like tell me just what I need to do. Like I'm on vacation and she's like, yo, make sure you take pictures of receipts. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that because I hate, what? I'm not going to remember the receipts. And she said, well, I got a system for that and do this and make sure you do that. And she's like, yo, she sent me a DM. She sent me a message. She's dope, right? She was like, yo, start looking at property in Jamaica because you can use that as one, income, but two, if you like it, we can use that as a write-off. And I'm not even thinking of what we were actually thinking about it. We were discussing it, but the way she's on it, she's just on it, man. So yeah, so we're about to, I think we're signing her tomorrow. And yeah, man.
What's her retainer?
Right now. She has a couple different levels.
What's the one you got?
I got, I think it's this. It's one of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And then it goes all the way, I think it goes all the way up to 10.
Okay.
But
we're not
I don't
there
need
yet.
I don't need it just yet.
We're not there yet.
Yeah.
Is there anything below this one? I might need.
No. That was good. That's a good one. Nah, but yeah, I'll shout her out when it works.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. We just started, so and Donni helped me with that. She's like, "Yo, you just put everybody on your platform. You don't vet nobody or nothing." I'm like, "Yeah, it's my people." So yes, I'll definitely shout her out when it starts working.
A couple of times that's backfired.
Not really.
A couple of times.
Who?
Come on.
Yo, we're having a whole conversation within the conversation. Who? No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Now that was a situation that happened, but no.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yep. Vet people before you highlight them on your platform.
100%. How's my week? Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
Donni,
no. How was your week?
We like 45 minutes in. It was amazing, man. We went on vacation. I've been wanting to talk about this all day. So, me and my wife went to Jamaica for our 3-year anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Very, very lit. Oh, thank you so much. And I am truly an interviewer, so I just talk to people. The first thing I want to talk about is my man Big Shrimp. Okay?
Big Shrimp?
Big Shrimp. He does the water. It's like the name is fitting. He's really, really dope. So you get on this little canoe type thing. It's like a board of almost bamboo, I think.
Like
and it's like a boat. It's a raft. It's a raft. So it's a raft. We get on the raft, and he'll do this thing where he gets the.
Joe is making it worse.
Yeah, I use bad words to say a raft.
It's like this boat-like thing. It's like this canoe.
It's a boat,
like
but it's not a boat because there's nothing on top
and it's
or
got
the
these
sides.
Things, and there's no top, no side, a raft.
Yeah, it's a little raft made out of the little. All right, forget it. Okay. Anyway, so he does this thing, and if you go to Jamaica, make sure you hit up Big Shrimp. So his there's like minerals in the water, like these little stones, and he gave my wife a little.
I saw that.
A little foot joint. Yeah. It was really dope. So I asked my man, obviously we row, and he lets me row too, and it looks a lot harder, easier than it is. But I said, yo, are you married? No, I think my wife asked, are you married? And he said, nah. And he said, in Jamaica, you have to be somewhat well off to marry. He said, that's not something you just, y'all love each other and y'all just get together and get married. You're looked down on if you can't take care of the woman. And a woman in Jamaica, their biggest flex is I married someone who's taking care of their business.
Ooh.
He said, yo, that's a bragging point.
So it's a status
It's a symbol. Status thing. He said the wives get together and their husbands are taking care of their business pretty much. So he's like, yo, I'm not in a position to marry. In the States, we use that because it's not that bad. You broke, I'm broke, we love each other. That's commendable here, right? In America.
I must be Jamaican.
We do it for love, baby. In the movies, I ain't got nothing, you ain't got nothing. We got love. You feel me?
I mean, I'm in it for love too, but if we ain't got nothing, we are not marrying.
But it's frowned upon in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And
I frown upon it. I can relate to that.
You frown upon it.
Yeah. We gotta work some stuff out before we enter marriage.
Yeah, but I mean, but for the fact of that region, it's an understanding that, yo, if I married, no. Because that's not a bragging point in the United States where, I got a man taking care of me. Well, some people. You wouldn't brag about that.
I wouldn't brag. I think I'm not that woman though. I don't want to brag on I got a man taking care of me. I would brag on I got a man who's up. Who's up? Well, not even a man who's up. Like just because of what I've accomplished, I think is I'm attracted to a man who can match me or better, right? But I don't necessarily, I'm not looking for a man to take care of me. So that's not like a highlight point. I'm looking for a man that I could partner in life with. Like, I want to be able to partner with you. I want to be able to take what I've done and what you've done and multiply this and just reach maximum level impact.
100%.
Like for me to be able to say, yo, I'm about to marry somebody who I'm about to change the world with. That's brag worthy for me.
Yeah.
Not somebody who's going to buy me every, Hermes bag. And I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah, I don't even think in Jamaica
rights.
that's the thing. It's like, yo, my man can at least take care of us. Because it's still a third world country. Yeah.
He can take care of the children.
That's the flex.
He's got a business. Maybe he owns the rafting company. Like, that is a flex.
Speaking of which, we're going on a couples trip because my wife wants to go on. She's like, yo, we need to do a couples trip. So can you come, Joe? No, you can't come. Donnie, are you? We're doing a couples trip. Are you going to be in attendance? Are you trying to go?
That rain is really coming down.
All right, well,
we probably got to wrap it up.
Yeah, we got to wrap it up. Dang, it's raining like crazy.
That rain is really crazy. So anyway.
That rain is really crazy.
Yo, people be in the comments like,
they love you, first off.
Now they love me.
People are in love. Yeah.
Now, it wasn't always that way. But there are a few people who keep saying, she's so masculine. She's not feminine. She's not this, that. Listen, I'm a boss. I want to make that clear. Like, I'm just a boss. I'm a very feminine boss. But when I am working...
I've seen Donni tamed. Okay?
Yeah.
In a relationship, she is...
I mean,
she's still Donni, but... I've seen the softer side.
Like, remember you tried to introduce me to somebody?
She got super nervous. I'm like, Donni, where's the boss at?
Not yet. Don't do it. No, but in business, what you guys get to see from me is a boss. Like, would you want to work with me if I was like super, oh my God, like how many wives would let their husbands work with me if I'm just like, oh my God, David, it's just no, I handle my business.
Yeah, my wife won't let me be around those other people.
You guys don't get to see the personal side of me. I'm probably one of the most feminine women that I know. But now they're saying in the comments, keep up with that attitude, you're gonna stay single. They just don't even know.
They don't know. Just know if I take a trip and you see my wife and then there's like somebody else and you notice it's a couple and Donnie's in the same place and then the other person, just know the other person's just not on the camera. So, if we take a trip and there's more than me and my wife, if it's me and my wife and some other people, just know if Donnie's out in the building.
And I think people confuse what it means to be single. Like, I really am single until married.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
100%.
And that is because as an unmarried woman without a ring on my finger, even if I'm dating someone, I have no legal rights to anything of yours. And we could be dating for 10 years. If something happens to you, I have no legal posture in that situation. When we go and we fill out our paperwork for what we want, for important things, there's no option for married, single but dating, single but committed. Right. There's not, you single, you married, you separated. Those are the only options. So until I am married, I'm a single woman by law. Period.
When do you settle, though?
Settle? Never. What do you mean?
65 years old. You ain't found what you wanted.
Oh, I'll never settle. Like, here's the thing. So
why not?
What I think in America, like you were just talking about marriages in Jamaica, unfortunately, I think women have been so conditioned to think that they need a husband, right? I desire a husband. I do. I really desire a husband.
Oh, we're not getting into these words. The wants and the desire. The wants and the needs.
Anyway. I desire.
Oh, I got another story too from Jamaica, but
it would be really cool to be married. And you don't want to be alone when you're older. It would be really cool to be married, but I really don't walk around like, man, I'm 42 years old and I'm unmarried. I'm like, my life is crappy. I've achieved so much in my life.
And you're happy.
And I'm genuinely happy. Do I want to be married one day? Absolutely. Will I jump off of a cliff if it doesn't happen or think something is wrong with me? No, I won't do that either. But I also know that that's not going to happen. Yeah. Like, I just know my life off camera. And that's just...
You're too dope to not be...
Well, and then for years, just for clarity, for years, marriage was not my priority because my daughter had already experienced a family setting where my daughter's father and I were engaged to be married, and we broke up when she was like 6 years old. And it was very hard for her. So it was my priority through high school to make sure she understood. Like he got married maybe 4 years after we broke up, 4 or 5, maybe 5. And she took that very hard. Like in her mind as a little girl, she still thought mommy and daddy would get back together. Well, she took that hard, even though she loves her stepmom, she still in her deepest desires thought it was us. So when that hurt her that way, I just said, you know what? We're happy for daddy and his wife. And we are all like really happy together. We get along great. But mommy's going to make sure you feel like the only priority. And I wouldn't recommend that. It was just what I knew how to do at that time in my life, right? Mommy's going to make sure you're the only priority. So did I date? Yes. I mostly dated guys who were out of this, didn't live in the city, didn't live in Georgia at all. I had to travel to so that I wouldn't have to compromise time with my daughter. She wouldn't have to see these situations. My daughter didn't see me date anybody until she was nearly a senior in high school. And so I let 11, 13 years go by where I wasn't really able to date for marriage because in my mind, my daughter needed to stay my priority. Yeah. And so now we here. Your girl is in college and we lit. I dated some people that I care very much about, during those times, but she was just always like, gosh, how will this affect her? How will this do this to her? And I don't recommend that people do that because now my daughter is in college and she's living her life. And the first year that she left for college, she's going into her junior year. Her freshman year, I fell into a crazy depression. I was beyond depressed because I made my whole life about her. And now she's in college and she's having a ball and I'm happy for her and I'm proud of her. But I would come home and be like, what is this? What am I doing? What's going on here? And then you can either become a woman who's like, okay, I'm pressed to get married, or you can learn how to now function. This is my first time in my life where I am functioning independent of anybody else. I went to college, I had roommates, came out of college and I had a roommate, lived with my mom, had my daughter at 23 years old. I've always depended on something else to be there in my life. And so these last 3 years, this is my first time it just being me walking into my house and doing me. Oh. But now we're prioritizing marriage. You want
another kid?
I do. I don't know that will happen for me.
Hurry up, yo. Sorry,
but that's
our kids can play together.
Yeah, that's one of the things that if I have to say anything that I regret, it's not having another kid earlier. I would still do it because I'm still very healthy and active. I do. If God blesses me with another child, like that's all of my prayers answered. Good.
Yes, man. They could be BFFs. Another thing from Jamaica, I wanted to share this. Which even in this S.O.P conversation, it really helps me. So I met, I think his name was Ricardo.
Big Shrimp and Ricardo.
Yeah, okay. Big Shrimp and Ricardo. So Ricardo was serving we had like this dinner like on the beach. It was crazy. Like 3 like fire candles and it was dope, set up, just beautiful. I put it on the gram and people like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. You need to talk to my man. I'm like, dang, I didn't do that. Dre set that up. But it would have been romantic if I did it, but I didn't.
So it wasn't romantic because Dre did it?
No, it was romantic. It was just, she did it. People are expecting that me, like, oh, you set it up for your wife, and I didn't.
Dang, missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity. But I'm going to try to do something else cool. We're actually working on something cool.
Did you use a travel agent for the Jamaica trip?
No. Dre did all that.
Yeah, but you got to use a travel agent. One thing that
Dre likes doing that stuff.
I understand, but travel agents just make your trip lit. And it doesn't cost you much more to use a travel agent, and they have these connections with all the best resources in these places. And my travel agent likes to set up a surprise for us, me and whoever I travel with.
So are they going to do this trip?
We can. Yeah, they should.
Are you coming on this trip? It's a couple's trip now.
So let me tell you, I am a handful. I am enough for 2 people. So yes, I will be on the trip. There it is. For sure.
All right, so anyway. So Ricardo. he's serving our table and, I'm an interviewer. I love this stuff. So we just get to know the guy and he lives 2 hours away. So he takes a bus or whatever 2 hours away because where he lives in Jamaica, there's absolutely no work. no employment, no opportunity, nothing.
Wow.
So he jumps on 2 hours to this resort and 2 hours back. So it's 4-hour travel time. So, I'm getting into his personal situation. I'm like, yeah, well, how much does it pay? And he's like, $12. I'm like, great, $12 an hour. I mean, 4-hour trip is long, but for Jamaica, that
It's
ain't
money,
bad. 12
right.
hours. He's like, no, it's $12. I'm like, yeah, $12, right? An hour. He said, no, I make $12
A day?
a day. And I'm like, oh, here's where my mind goes. So you're serving this particular dinner. How many other dinners did you serve for the day? He said, no, it's just come for you guys. They scheduled the dinner and I served that dinner. 4-hour trip to make $12 plus tip, in all fairness, but it's $12 US, right? $12.
Wow.
So I gave my man probably like a $4,000 tip.
Jesus.
Yeah.
4,000?
4,000.
Tell me what was going through your mind when you said, let me bless him?
We're not even talking about Jamaican dollars versus US. I just gave him $4,000, bro. Chill.
Jamaican dollars.
So, what? Chill. Yo, let me
run the calculation.
Chill out.
Javon, run the conversion for me real quick.
I'm passing on the blessings.
What is that?
All right,
but we need to
y'all
really
gotta chill out,
understand.
man.
Shan's is over because Jamaican, is it dollars over there? What is it?
Yo, can I finish my story?
Real quick, let's get this conversion.
So I give my man 4,000.
4,000. Now it's 4,000.
No, 4,000.
First it was $4,000. Now I give my man 4,000.
I gave my man 4K.
So he gave him what, $100?
So anyway, y'all gotta chill. So, all right.
Javon's slow over there.
What's up, Joe? All right, anyway, forget all that. Forget the calculation. But I get my man, it was either 4,000 or 5,000. I don't know, because I got money like that. Mm-hmm. But so he's like, what?
You gave him $27. And I was ready to go, like, at what moment in your mind, what was the mindset shift?
I only had 5,000 cash, yo.
4,000 Jamaican dollars.
I think it was 5,000 now that I think about it.
Can you zoom in on this?
Actually, okay.
What camera do we need? 4,000 Jamaican dollars is $26.59 US dollars. And he said it with a pregnant pause. You know that pause where I gave my man $4,000.
It was really 5,000. Anyway, can I finish my story?
Jesus Christ.
Can I finish my story? So I gave my man 5,000. Anyway.
Jesus.
So he's talking about how he needs a visa. He was trying to get a visa and he applied for a visa 5 years ago and it got denied or something like that. Yeah, forget the story, man. All right, y'all try.
$26.
That's all the money I had. That's all the cash I had. I gave all the money out of my pocket.
The way you set it up, so he made $12. So I decided to give my man a $4,000 tip. And this is what you did, a $4,000 tip.
Yo, can I finish the story?
Please do.
Can I finish the story?
Fam. It's on you, fam. Let's
get
it.
So, yes.
Jamaicans everywhere about to be cursing.
He tried to, I was tipping everybody the whole trip, man. Yeah. And I didn't know how much cash I needed.
But
anyway,
now that you know.
I know, yeah. Okay. But anyway, I'm
glad that you told me because I've never been to Jamaica and I want to go and I'm bringing money.
I'm about to change his life. No, but you got to understand, you tip everybody though.
I know. And everybody needs it.
Everybody. I'm talking about, you drive somewhere, you tip the person, the waiter, tip the person, you sit the person, you tip the person. It's so many tips. I spent so much money in tips. It was all good. You see somebody in the street, they try to sell you something, you don't know how much it's worth.
Is it really different how we live? That's how I live my life every day. Here. Just so many people to tip.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You would have to tip Jovan for the setup. You would have to, everybody. You tip everybody. Yeah, when you go to a hotel and they take care of you or whatever, tip them. Everybody. Anyway, he says like $250 or $350 to apply for a visa. And he said, if you get denied, they don't give you your money back. But that's hard to come by, $250. So he hasn't done it in a while. And I'm like, can you do a work visa? He's like, yeah, man, just got to get, somebody to bring me over on a work visa. I said, man, how much do you need? He's super professional, super humble. And I'm like, yo, what do you do? Because I'm thinking, yo, what can I contribute? Yeah, what can I have you do in my company? Because I was impressed with his answer. First, I'm saying, yo, okay, what is your specialty? What is it like that you do better than anything? He said, anything. He said, I'll do anything. I said, I understand that, but what is like your special thing? Like, what do you like doing? What are you the best at? He said, anything. He said, all I need is 2 weeks training. Give me 2 weeks training, I'll be excellent at it.
Jesus.
I said, wow. I said, yo, so listen, we bring you to America. How much do you need? He said, $250 a week. So I put that story on my Instagram. Andre Norman, shouts out to Dre, he said, yo, I got a 2-bedroom apartment. Somebody lives in 1 bedroom. I give the dude the other one if you want to bring him. And then somebody hit me, they're like what is it called? A visa attorney or something like that? Is that what it's called? They're like, yo, we can help with the process or whatever. So I'm trying to think of what I can bring him over to do, because that would change his life.
Why don't you give him a personality test?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, do a disc assessment with him. I think that's awesome. And now it makes total sense. Like when we think about hiring VAs, immediately we think Philippines.
Yeah.
But it makes total sense now why Jamaicans are the next largest source for getting a VA and why they're so cheap. Their rates are just so cheap.
My only problem is I think he'll come over here and get somebody pregnant, though. He was mad smooth the way he talked.
Fine?
He's young kind of. I mean, young, attractive.
I'm not asking for
attractive
myself.
brother.
I'm just...
This is somebody you say, yo, Deja, I would love for you to date him.
I would not ever turn my daughter on to some fresh from Jamaica guy.
Why?
So she could be 19 with babies?
No,
Jamaica's got a different swag.
His swag was on 100.
You saw how Stella got her groove back.
I ain't like the way he was talking to my wife, actually. Like, yo, bro, chill with all the little accent stuff.
Chill with the accent.
Yes, ma'am. Just mad respectful. And I'm like, yo, bro, you gotta chill out. But
Jamaicans.
But that's somebody. I haven't been. He's somebody that you will want your daughter to date.
That is
he was awesome. So just cool, and everybody got their things, whatever. And I don't know what it is just yet, but he was super cool. I want to bring, I want to bring him over, and especially like when that building is. If that was done, I'd bring him over immediately, because then he could just work there.
You do a personality test, and then I'll give him access to my business clarity blueprint, and that will help him decide, like, get really clear on what he likes to do, instead of everything. Because the answer that he gave you in that moment, literally when you gave him that 4,000 Jamaican dollars.
It was actually 5 now, I think.
Okay. Well, when you gave him $30 US, that's 3 days of pay for him. And so he saw you in that moment as a person who could potentially provide an opportunity. So he didn't want to answer wrong. So he answered the question. When he said anything, I'll do anything, he answered that out of fear, and he answered it out of desperation. Desperate because he needs the money. Fear that if he said the wrong thing, you wouldn't be interested. Give him a personality test.
Yeah. I'm going to hit him up. I'm about to hit him up on Instagram right now, actually. All right, cool. What he look like. You want? Oh yeah. Let me find her. Are you coming? 2, 1, 12, 1. Oh, I gotta get out of here. Are you coming to the conference with me? All right, cool. Let me see. Where's my man at? So I want y'all to send a DM to. This ain't it. Cause Dre sent me his Instagram.
Yeah, let's get him some
Hold on. Hey Dre, what's Ricardo's Instagram? I can't find it. Anyway, all right, yeah, let's get. Oh, is that it? No, that's not it. All right.
Ricardo just won't come up.
Let me see. I do know.
This is what I'm talking about right now. This is what I mean by single until married. Literally, judge denies DMX's fiance to be legally declared his common law wife. This man has passed away. He's got children. He's got an ex-wife. This woman has been with him for years. They just had not gotten married yet. He's passed away. She now appears to have no legal claim to any of his estate.
Terrible.
And she has children with him. So I'm sure that's not what he would have wanted for her.
Yeah, absolutely not. All right, cool. All right, let's wrap this thing up. This episode is sponsored by the Creators Bootcamp. Go to creatorsbootcamp.com. We have a 3-day experience like none other that sells out 3 weeks before the event every single bootcamp, okay? So we're teaching people how to create content because I believe if you have an awesome product, you have an awesome service, and you're an awesome person, and you're not making money, you're not making at least 6 figures, it's because you don't know how to paint pictures. Painting pictures for people online as to what you do or why they need your product or service, or being able to keep their attention. If you capture somebody's attention, there's so many platforms that will pay you. And if you have someone's attention, when you make an offer, they will buy. So go to creatorsbootcamp.com before this one sells out. It's right here in Atlanta, Georgia. I would love to see you in person. There's no live streaming. It's only in person. So go to creatorsbootcamp.com. And sponsored by The Morning Meetup, as always, themorningmeetup.com, themorningmeetup.com, the only organization that gathers every single day to help entrepreneurs grow. And we have a community of hundreds and hundreds. Literally, every single morning, there's about 350 people that gather on a call every single day to learn something that's going to take them to a whole nother level. And I'm letting you try that out. Coaching with me for $1 for an entire week. If you love it, you could stay at $79 a month, plus all the benefits, all the recordings. You got all the recordings from 2017 on forward. So themorningmeetup.com. And if you don't like it after the trial, you just say, hey, Dave, I'm not feeling you, or this. You don't even have to say all that. You can just cancel. So it's no obligation. So go to themorningmeetup.com. Also go to creatorsbootcamp.com. Also send me a text message. I need you to send me a text message at 404-737-4935. Where yours at? 404-737-4935. Send me a text message, and I would love to connect with you, okay? Yeah, you're catching up.
I'm catching up.
All right, go for it, Donni.
All right, you guys, this episode is also sponsored and brought to you by Six Figure EDU. That's SIX, figureedu.com. I have a really dope community in Six Figure EDU where it's the only comprehensive program that trains and develops coaches, consultants, course creators from scratch, from conceptualization into execution. 7-week program and live Q&A with me every single week. So you get the best of both worlds. sixfigureedu.com. And then also post to paid. Yo, my post to paid is lit. Do you hear me? Every single day, 3 times a day, you get a text message with a post prompt to use on your IG. So this is for service-based entrepreneurs, anybody who offers a transformation. And you're struggling to post on Instagram. You don't know what to say to connect. You don't know what to say to attract your audience. You don't know what to say to increase your sales. You don't have to, because I tell you directly to your phone from my phone. And to get on my post to paid list, text the words post to paid to 404-737-2767. And if you just want pro tips for your business from me every single week, you can just text me, 404-737-2767. Y'all help me. I'm like super close to catching David's number of members on his text list. I need y'all to text me. Get me lit. Let me pass them up real quick.
I'm about to make a post on Instagram. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for being loyal subscribers, man. We appreciate y'all every single episode, man. Y'all comments, your likes, your shares, your subscribes, everything y'all put on social media. I just want to say thank you. Donni, would you like to say thank you?
Thank you. Y'all, y'all have the podcast lit.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I think what's happening as a result of your participation and your dedication is this has grown bigger than we ever expected.
100%.
So thank you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, hey man, we'll see y'all later. Share this, subscribe this. All right, go get you some social proof and then come back and teach people how you did it. All right, we're out of here.
Bye.
Peace. What if I told you for $1, I will introduce you to hundreds of entrepreneurs every single morning this week? From all across the country, you'll be able to talk to hundreds of entrepreneurs, and I'll coach you. I'll coach you for $1 this whole week, and I'll introduce you to some of my successful friends for $1 this week. Would you take part in that? Well, go to themorningmeetup.com because that's exactly what we're doing here, okay? The only organization that gathers entrepreneurs every single day for the betterment of entrepreneurship, okay? Every single day, Monday through Friday, we gather, we're growing, we're learning. We got a book club. Have you ever seen hundreds of entrepreneurs reading the same book? Every single chapter, every single day, we're growing together, okay? You need the environment to grow in. Themorningmeetup.com, $1. I'm gonna give you all this for $1. If you wanna stay, great. It's $79 a month after that. If not, no obligation. You can leave whenever you want. All right, themorningmeetup.com. I'll see you in the morning.